Oh, hi! This week, we're gonna throw together a Squid extravaganza hooded scarf. Those of you wondering what the fuck that means, there was a podcast hosted by the DeGeorge brothers, who essentially are Harry and the Potters. The title of the show is the Cephalopodcast. I promise this isn't an ad for anything. Boston just produces the weirdest, best people. I will be attending Nerdcon Nerdfighteria in Boston, and they're hosting a live Cephalopodcast. I thought it would be really funny to make a hooded scarf that looks like a squid. So if you happen to be watching, hello Paul and Joe with an E. You guys are great. Pro tip, you definitely don't need to make this for the podcast. You could just make a squid looking hooded scarf just for fun, because sea animals are weird. Here's what you need. For anybody curious, this is Lily IPA from the Barrel Brewing Company. Some people get real grossed out by unfiltered beers, but not me, because the big breweries like Shipyard that do the filtration process uses fish bladders, so the more you know. Anyways, main thing you're gonna need is some pink, bluish, purplish, fuchsia fleece, or whatever kind of warm, thicker material you want. This stuff's a little stretchy, but it doesn't matter if it's like a cotton quilted fabric or anything that has some more give to it. I have a pattern piece that I made, which does not happen frequently on this program. All it is a crazy long rectangle with a curve at the top for your noggin. There is a little notch right here, which is about where the nape of your neck is, just wherever you want the hooded part to start. If you don't want to make that kind of pattern, this is super easy to freehand. This is about 1 foot wide, and however fucking long you want it. Some people like shorter scarves, some people like really crazy long scarves. Super easy project to customize. Speaking of customize, you're also gonna need some black fleece or whatever material and white. Just some tiny scraps will do. Also, matching thread, pins, scissors, and a sewing machine. Let's cut some fabric. Someone's been slacking on the vacuuming. It me. So I'm laying my fabric on the floor. It's folded over, so I have 2 layers. Honestly, I'm mostly using this pattern piece to make sure everything is the same width. And the only thing you really have to keep in mind is to have the curved side on the fold. And now we cut. So I'm making my scarf as 1 layer. That adds up to 2. 1 layer. Alright, keep this shit folded. I'm just going to cut this curved edge. Just trace around a bowl or something. This doesn't have to be super precise. Next I'm going to find my little notch, still on the fold, and make a little cut right there to mark the nape of the neck. And then from that notch all the way to the bottom, I'm going to cut on the fold. Alright, now to close up the top of the hood, I'm just going to put everything right sides together and then do some kind of stitch, straight stitch, zigzag stitch, use a serger, whatever you feel like doing. Damn, considering I've had a bunch of hot buttered rum and some beer. A plus me. By the way, because this is a very non-fraying knit fleece material, I'm not hemming shit for this. If you're worrying about fraying or wanting to look at all professional, unlike me, you go right ahead and do that. So I'm going to be putting the eyes right here. But if you want it further down the side, totally go for it. To make the eyes, just gonna cut out a circle piece from the scraps here on the white, then cut out a smaller circle piece from the black. So I stitched the black circle onto the white circle. And yes, the eyes are intentionally uneven because some people are cross-eyed and representation in the media matters. It's definitely not accidental. Speaking of intention, I was thinking of making the hood a different shape, but I also didn't want this to look like a giant dick scarf. Evenly space them howeves and then stitch them down with matching thread. It seems to just be a very casual nod to the cephalopod. Oh god, it was a pun and it rhymed. God damn it. You guys, I'm in a different outfit because it's the next day. And I'm totally done with the project without even finishing the whole step that like made me want to make this in the first place. So the whole goddamn point of this is to cut the scarfy bits into the little tentacles. So let's get our handy dandy scissors and get to chopping. This is another big reason I kept all of this 1 layer, so I don't have to deal with that much hemming on weird angles, because that can be a real bitch. Every squid is sacred. I'm gonna do it so I have the longer tentacle going all the way to the very bottom edge of each side, and I'm gonna have it in the center just to make it easier to even out. And I'm just gonna cut the same pattern into both layers. So I kind of have a diamond shaped going on in here. I'm actually gonna cut away everything below the top of the diamond on either side. This is what it looks like so far. So I'm going to turn this into one long strip and cutting 2 lines all the way up to where the nape of the neck cut is up here. So like these 2 long center tendrils. Now I'm going to cut similar width tendrils, 2 to each side. So kind of just divvying this up evenly. I have all my tendrils cut up to the nape of the neck. And now you got all your tentacles. I'm actually like 10 times more excited now that this is actually done. Cephalopods, but make it fashion. It's so silly. Oh man, I wasn't even recording, so it didn't get the noise. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm the saddest. What am fashion?